So salt for me is not so much something you do, but rather is something that is part of who I am. Like the qualities that are represented within the concepts of salt. The ideas of looking for strengths and appreciating and always looking and learning and working as a team, and all those ideas aren't necessarily something that I even think about anymore. It's more just something that I am. And in fact, it was when I started looking at well, I was introduced to salt maybe 15 years ago now. The house I was sharing with the team, on the wall behind was SALT, salt. And that was, and next to it was a community counseling circle that the Salvation Army uses a lot in their work. And so Mike, who was the team leader, started talking about salt, and it was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. And it fits with a lot of the things that we do, and how you think about it, just puts it nice and neat into a framework. And so with the Salvation Army, it was there in the background all the time. And then a few years, well, 4 or 5 years later, when I was started working more with the constellation, again, salt was there more prominently. Being introduced into the constellation was part of the constellation's way of working and the key ideas again. So, but it moved from almost a background idea into a forefront of how you could actually work alongside people and help them, and using that acronym really bring people on a journey of working with people in a different way. And so really making it a focus for how people could be supported in thinking about their communities differently and thinking about how they could do things differently in a way that wasn't an intervention, but in a way that was alongside people and bringing out the strengths in people. So it was just interesting to encounter it in that other way and actually then say, okay, well, again, I've been seeing it, thinking about it, recognizing it in the background. But then it's also something you can use very strategically as well. So it's part of who you are, but then you can actually bring that out and draw that out in others in a very strategic way too. So it's it's something that can be background, it can be foreground, it can be, you can sit in it, you can push it, you can not even think about it and be it. Having been around that acronym for, I guess, 15 years or more, it is infused with everything that I do. And so for most of the time, you don't even think about it, but you are always looking for people's strengths. You are always listening for those things. I mean, another way of phrasing it when you're with other people is saying glass half full. You're actually looking always for what's there, what's not there. And so you can, and again, you share it in different ways, and that's my experience of it as well. Sometimes you talk directly about salt, other times, depending on your audience and your people you're with, you talk around the ideas, because people may connect differently with the ideas within it. But they are universal because they are part of what makes us human. And therefore, whether I've been working in other countries, whether I've been working here in Australia, those concepts resonate and make a way of connecting with others.